What's happening, guys? It's Monster Chappie. We're back today looking at a Madden 13 ranked game on the Xbox side of things. I have the Saints. My opponent has the Falcons. So we get a nice divisional matchup right here. And, today we're going to talk a little bit about some of the NFL stuff and, some of the moves and, how that will be Madden related. Now, first off, a lot of guys are saying this team will be great, that team will be great, this team will be bad. These guys are getting a lot worse. And that may be the case in real life. You can judge it a little bit more so. But in Madden, it's really based on how the gameplay is. For all we know, it could be like Madden 11 where the only thing that matters is speed. Or it could be like Madden 12 where the most important thing in life is how accurate your quarterback is. Or, it could be one of the older Maddens where all that matters is the height of your wide receiver. Or, something like that. It really depends on the gameplay. How important tackling is, how important speed is, how important height is, how important some of the physical attributes in the game are before you can really judge how effective, a team will be in the game per se. So that's the big thing there before you judge who's going to be the best team, who's going to be the worst team, and things like that. But definitely just going off of personnel, though. The Niners have made some great moves, and they're definitely going to be a great team again, most likely. And then as well as the Seahawks, man, that Percy Harvin move, it's getting overlooked a little bit by some people. But right now, the only problem I have with their team on this year's game is that they don't really have a super speedster that can actually catch the ball. They do got some pretty fast guys, but they all tend to drop the ball. So Percy should hold on to it a little bit more than them, even though he doesn't have the best hands in the world either. And then you got, Wes Welker. Where is he going to end up? You got, Tony Gonzalez is going to be coming back, and I don't think he's that great of a Madden player per se, but, he's definitely got some real solid hands. And, you can never go wrong with a good pair of mitts. And, there's just a lot of moves going on. There's going to be some coaching changes, obviously. And, with that being said, that probably is going to lead to some playbooks being different on the game as well. So, certain offensive playbooks are going to have different tendencies, as well as defenses. Certain teams going from 3-4 to 4-3, stuff like that. So, it's going to be a lot of interesting changes, and then as well as where is personnel going to end up. So that should all be lovely to look at. And right here we find, I don't even know who. I think that's Nick Toon, nice and available on that outside for a nice touchdown. So again, we got a 21-7 lead. The next thing I want to talk about is kind of gameplay related. Not specifically this game, but the difference again between a tournament player and a money player, and things like that, between just regular ranked games and stuff, is going to be the fact of your adjustments once your opponent has adjusted to you. Once the first half goes, you might be able to go back and forth with somebody, or the first quarter, or first 3 quarters even. It really varies on the time that it takes for your opponent to adjust to you. But once they make those adjustments and really have locked in on your money play, or the play you use a lot, or some of the things you do, they've really picked up on your tendencies, and they're really starting to shut you down, how are you going to respond to that? Are you going to, basically cave in and, the game is over and they win by a lot? Are you going to keep going back and forth? Are you going to be able to make those big plays? Or are you going to make adjustments for yourself to be able to counter their adjustments and end up, basically counteracting what they're trying to do and end up getting the win that way? But it's really going to be critical for you to be able to, respond somewhat. And right here we just throw a terrible interception, but it's in the half and we got him down, so it didn't really matter. But it's really going to matter how are you going to respond. If they're bringing a blitz you haven't seen before, how are you going to respond to that? Are you're just going to go into a panic mode? Are you going to keep trying the same thing over and over even though it's not going to work? Are you going to actually try something different? Are you going to figure out what is going to work best against it? There's a lot of different approaches you can take to attacking something new. Likewise, if they're running something different that you haven't seen on offense, what are you going to do? Are you going to experiment with some different zones, different man coverages? Are you going to blitz them? Are you going to mix up the coverage? Or are you just going to try to keep doing what you're doing with different adjustments? There's a lot of routes you can go that way as well. And it's really going to be the difference between who can make the better adjustments, who can respond better. And again, Madden is all about execution. So who can execute their offenses and defenses better than the other player, and that's what it's really going to come down to. In this game, we gave him a little bit of a cover 2 sink look, and that gave him a lot of trouble, and he wasn't able to respond. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to subscribe for more and leave a like if you did. Till the next time, we gone.